Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Mahina Bongso. Here's a look at your headlines.
A senior member of the SLFP should be appointed as Prime Minister if the UPFA secures victory at the polls. A statement made by the President in a letter to the former President. The political stage heats up as elections draw closer.
අද රටේ ජනතාව මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ප්‍රතික්ෂේප කරනවා. එයාට බෞතරයක් ලැබෙන්නේත් නැහැ.
රනිල් මහත්තයෝ මාව අතු ගන්නත් මාව වලදාන්නත් ඉතින් අර බඩලන්ද එහෙම වෙච්ච ඒවා වෙන්න ඇති නේද? ඒවත් ගොඩ ගමුද අපි?
පුතු තුන්දෙනාට වාහන 30කට වැඩි. නෝන මහත්තයාගේ ගෙදර බුදියාගෙන ඉන්න පුංචි අම්මට bullet proof වාහන දෙකයි.
Janaka Bandara demands that former President Kumaratunga be expelled from the SLFP.
President Maithripala Sirisena states that if the United People's Freedom Alliance obtains the 113th seat mark to form a government following the August 17th general elections, the post of Prime Minister should be handed over to a senior member of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party who has not yet been granted this opportunity. The President had expressed this statement in a letter to former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The director of the Presidential Media Unit confirmed that a letter was sent to the former President today.
President Maithripala Sirisena's letter addressed to former President Mahinda Rajapaksa states that in the event the UPFA does not obtain the required number of parliamentary seats, he as the executive president can intervene and form a government to ensure the stipulated number of seats are achieved. President Sirisena states in the letter that under such a backdrop, it is a senior of the SLFP who should be appointed as a Prime Minister and not Mahinda Rajapaksa. He adds that the Sri Lanka Freedom Party is the only party in the country that boasts of leaders who are intelligent, politically experienced and forward-thinking who could be appointed to the post of Prime Minister. The President urges Mahinda Rajapaksa to show flexibility and humility and give his blessings to appoint a party senior to the post of Prime Minister in the caliber of Nimal Siripala de Silva, John Senaviratna, Chamal Rajapaksa, Atauda Senaviratna, H.M. Fauzi, Susil Premajanta and Anura Priyadarshana Yapa. President Sirisena requests Mahinda Rajapaksa not to make statements from the heart but to make statements using his intelligence for the betterment of the country without inciting communalism. The President reiterated not to create divisions within the party and act to ensure that the UPFA garners as many seats possible at the upcoming elections. The President states that he is writing this letter in the capacity of chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party 7 months after Mahinda Rajapaksa lost the January 8th presidential election and recollects that the SLFP-led alliance had secured victory at 4 presidential elections and 4 general elections during the last 2 decades. President Sirisena adds that both him and the former president had entered national politics through the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and that Rajapaksa was elected twice to the post of executive president due to the trust placed by the people on the party. The President notes that he contested as a common opposition candidate at the last presidential elections and gave leadership in order to secure the post of president within the party ranks at a time the public mandate against Rajapaksa was steadily increasing. President Maithripala Sirisena states that his success to garner the support of all could be attributed to the genuine and untarnished relationship he had with the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The President reiterates that SLFP activists did not have to go through harassment and difficulty similar to 1977 and 2001 after the 8th January polls this year due to him being elected as the President. President Sirisena further notes that he ensured the protection of party members and acted to suppress all violent activities following the polls. The President recollects the manner in which he assisted Mahinda Rajapaksa until 2005 during all decisive time periods and says that he believes that there is no reason for Rajapaksa to forget the way in which he assisted him to make Rajapaksa the Prime Minister in the year 2004. President Sirisena also recollects how Vimal Weerawansa used his full strength to defeat this and the manner in which he stood by Rajapaksa during this time frame and ensured that Rajapaksa was nominated as the presidential candidate of the party in the year 2005. He reminds Rajapaksa the long-standing political friendship between the duo and the man in which Basil Rajapaksa's ulterior motives and actions had tarnished this relationship, and how Basil Rajapaksa attempted to remove him from politics. The president notes that Mahinda Rajapaksa was well aware of all these actions and adds that this has borne testament to the fact that life is indeed a boomerang to those who wish ill for others. President Sirisena notes that he expected Rajapaksa to act with humility and protect his independence, and that Mahinda Rajapaksa failed to do so until he was appointed as a common candidate of the opposition. President Maithripala Sirisena notes that during the last 7 months, when he met Mahinda Rajapaksa and even spoke to him over the phone 2 days prior to the signing of nominations for the Kurunegala district, he had reiterated that Rajapaksa should not contest the polls due to the fact that he, as the president, wanted to steer the party towards victory at the general elections. However, President Sirisena states that his aspirations were shattered when Mahinda Rajapaksa signed nominations, and states that he lost the opportunity he had to rally people who supported his victory and cause. President Sirisena notes that he did not intend to remove Rajapaksa from politics and wanted to bring in constitutional amendments to provide him with an honorary position, and is cognizant that most members of the Rajapaksa family was in support of this move. President Maithripala Sirisena notes in his letter to Rajapaksa that small groups are attempting to cling onto the voter base of Rajapaksa to secure a parliamentary seat, and adds that a full stop will be put to the actions of such groups who does not even have a political standing and believe that they can decide the SLFP's future course of action.
The United National Front convened a media briefing today.
Our aim is to steady the revolution and good governance, attend on the 8th of January, and together with President Maithripala Sirisena take this country forward. It is clear to everyone who travels around the country that the people are rejecting Mahinda Rajapaksa. He will not even secure a majority.
This parliament and the president has a steady rule until 2020. The force here today is the force behind electing the president. Even if his picture was stolen, his mandate and his heart is with the United National Front.
The wins of Mahinda are no more. Mahinda cannot market himself anymore. We told this at the beginning. The headline reads that victory is assured and includes the picture of the president. They portray it as if it was said by the president. Under that they add a line, enter the Maitri era. But all these days they printed pictures saying for a Mahinda era. Now suddenly, a week before the election, they shift into a Maitri era. Then what happened to the Mahinda era? Who will be heading towards that?
They are trying to bring in war to incite fear among the media and the masses. You too have a responsibility. As long as we are here, we will not allow for war to rise again. We love this country. We are persons who came forward for the country. We will not allow war to take place, and we will not allow the country to be divided. This is not an issue on Batlanda. First find out who tipped off to murder Vijay Dasulena Arachi.
The Prime Minister responded to questions posed by the media.
I never entered an agreement with Prabhakaran. I did not fund Prabhakaran. If I did not agree to his terms when I wanted to become president in 2005, then why would I reach an agreement? This is not a federal system. Power devolution will take place until it reaches the villages. We will not give it to the politicians. It will be given to the civil organizations and religious leaders in the villages.
A public rally organized by United People's Freedom Alliance was held in Casbah today.
අවවාදයක් මට දීලා තියෙනවා රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්තයා ආණ්ඩුව පිහිටුවන්නේ මමයි කොහොමද මැදන මුලනට වී විවේක ගන්න කියනකම් හිටියේ මහින්දට අවවාද කරනවා මෙයා මගේ අප්පොච්චිද මට අවවාද කරා මෛත්‍රීපාල ලෝකා ජනාධිපති වුණා මෙන්න විනාඩි දෙකක් යනකොට මේ යෝධයා පැනලා ඉක්මනට කොලයක් අරගෙන දිවුරුන් දුන්නානේ අගමැතියි කියලා. මෙයා නිකන් හිටියේ නෑ. ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයේ මිනිසුන්ට ගහගෙන විනාශ කරගෙන ගියා. මහින්ද හොරා මම අහනෝ රනිල් මහත්තයෝ මාව අතු ගන්නත් මාව වල දාන්නත් ඉතින් අර බඩලන්ද එහෙම වෙච්ච ඒවා වෙන්න ඇති නේද? ඒවත් ගොඩ ගමුද අපි?
ජනාධිපතිතුමායි අපි ඔක්කොම බලාගෙන හිටියා අලියෙක්ගේ.
We together with the president were hoping to see an elephant enter the presidential election fray. This is because we were well aware that an elephant can at least give us a fight. Mahinda cannot be defeated with a randomly picked candidate. The so-called candidate says that he will abolish the executive presidency in 100 days. In another 100 days, he will be home. So does he need to cross over to go home? He could have stayed with us and gone home. We thought this will be competitive, but it's not.
Another phase of the series of meetings of the UNP in the Hambantota district took place in Ambalantota town last evening under the auspices of UNP Hambantota district candidate Sajit Premadasa.
There is a vast difference between the current president who is governing the country and the former president. The former president has become a captain at slinging mud on the political stage. Now he has lied, slung mud and rendered the public helpless. He is trying to become prime minister through the back door and he is trying to send Maithripala Sirisena home. His target is to sneak his way to the seat of the president. His attempt is just a dream.
The Puravasi Balaya organization held a meeting in Ahangama yesterday.
One person said that he had paid 250,000 rupees for a pair of shoes. Nama said that with pride. If my son had made that statement, I would have slapped him. During my 11-year tenure as the president, both my children were given only one vehicle. For their 3 children, they gave over 30 vehicles. They aren't as 2 bulletproof vehicles. The security for one son was 10, 15 and sometimes 20 vehicles. They went everywhere calling themselves the kings. If they had not studied and have no other talents, the only thing they can do is to boast. The eldest went to England for studies and failed the examination 3 times and returned. Mahinda Rajapaksa then sent funds to the Sri Lanka High Commission in the UK to obtain a Rolls Royce for his son and to be kept at the High Commission. Both my children studied in England but never failed their examinations. And when I was the executive president, they travelled in the bus and trained while in England. The government did not spend a cent for them.
The Sri Lanka Freedom Party Senior Vice President Janaka Bandara Tennakon convened a media briefing in Dambulla today.
We cannot approve the statement she made as the advisor to the party. I am extremely hurt by the devastation she has caused the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. I wrote to the General Secretary of the party. I requested him to convene the Central Working Committee and take a decision on this. I propose that the Central Working Committee be convened and proper punishments be meted out and that she be expelled from the party.
The Democratic Party organized a public rally in Mount Lavinia today.
Do not make way for the victory achieved on the 8th to be destroyed on the 17th. How will he build a country if he failed to do so during his tenure as president for 10 years? Murderers are in his house. How can a leader who is involved in such acts promise to uplift your lives?
Leader of the JVP, Anurukumar Disanayaka, expressed the following views at a party meeting in Gampaha yesterday.
Allow us to govern this country for 5 years. You allowed the UMP and the SLF to govern the country for 67 long years. Give us only 5. Assume you were deceived. You were deceived for 67 years. So 5 years would be nothing compared to that. Yet we assure that we will build this country. We will create an economy where the people will be happy. However, we will require time to investigate and study the situation. We request from you to give a strong power in Parliament.
Colombo Chief Magistrate Gihan Pilapitiya advised attorneys not to politicize the judiciary and further requested their support to protect the respect of the judiciary. The Chief Magistrate made these observations in court today pursuant to two groups of lawyers filing 3 cases based on political grounds.
Notice was issued on the Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Arjuna Mahindran, and his son-in-law, Arjuna Aloysius, as respondents in a case filed by former Provincial Councillor Renuka Perera yesterday. Later, another group of lawyers filed 2 cases citing former Governor of the Central Bank, Ajit Niwath Cabral, and former President Mahinda Rajapaksa as respondents. One of the cases noted that 12 billion rupees from the EPF, of the Employees Provident Fund, was invested in companies owned by those affiliated to the government and losses were incurred. The other case alleges that the Sri Lanka economy suffered millions in losses through the purchase of Greek bonds. The lawyers who filed the cases requested that notices be issued on the respondents mentioned. However, the lawyers who filed a case a day earlier noted that as Mahinda Rajapaksa is contesting the election, the law cannot issue notice on him. A heated argument broke out among the lawyers in the open court. The magistrate informed both parties that the case be presented after the elections, as all 3 matters were based on political issues.
The citizen awareness campaign being conducted under the theme "Don't Vote for Drug Dealers, Fraudsters and Corrupt Politicians" was carried out in the southern and Uva provinces for the 13th day today. The campaign is a joint initiative of Newsfirst, Sirisa and Shakti, together with the Campaign for a Free and Fair Election, or CAFE.
The campaign was launched from the Alutgama town today in order to motivate voters to exercise their franchise to elect clean and untainted persons to the legislature. Handbills and stickers were distributed among the people of Madura, spreading the message to elect clean candidates to parliament.
My hope is that clean candidates will be elected rather than drug peddlers. We will provide our vote for an individual who can render a service to the country without electing thieves.
The campaign was worked off in the Matagama and Horana areas. Another leg of the Don't campaign got underway in Kegol with the participation of representatives from Newsfirst and CAFE.
We will vote for those untainted persons. If a good society has to be created, clean individuals have to be elected.
Handbills were distributed and stickers were pasted in the area to raise awareness among the masses on the importance of voting for suitable persons. The people of Dahiyovita signed the banner with the pledge to elect untainted persons to parliament. The Don't campaign will arrive at its final destination opposite the Colombo railway station tomorrow, which will be its final stop.
Candidates contesting the 2015 August parliamentary polls have only one more day to engage in election campaigning. Let's now have a listen to some of the views expressed on the political stage.
I will show all those who were involved in the murder of my father that as he made the whole Kolonnava blue, Hirunika Premachandra will convert the whole of Kolonnava green.
Sri Lanka Nidas Paksha Ati Visala.
A large group of Sri Lanka Freedom Party are with us. President Maithripala Sirisena is also with us. We wish to state that the United National Party nor its leader will not receive the support of the President. The country will not see a Maitri Ranil government by a Maitri Mahinda government.
Maitri Ranil Andwak Nemi, Maitri Mahinda Andwak. Hadwa Satampata.
They have a slogan which said rise. Now they are saying, let's give life to the country. Who governed this nation for it to be given life? Mahinda Rajapaksa. That means the country was killed and they want to give it life. During our rule, policies were never challenged. The issues that arose when implementing those policies were challenged. Now the time has come to prevent those issues from arising. We watched what they were doing for the past 11 years. For 11 years they said that they cannot increase the wages. We did it in 29 days. Tell the people the truth. The people spoke the truth on the 8th of January. Dal, which was at 140 rupees, is now 240 rupees. A kilogram of sprats, which was at 350 rupees, is at 700 rupees. This is what happened. The people's opinion is on one side. However, the opinion in parliament is not another. These heads need to change. There will be no new changes, only minor changes. What will be the reason? There are only aged policies and aged personalities. The United National Party government hopes to create a massive development in the country, make it the most developed nation in Asia.
Mahinda Rajapaksa Mahatya loku karattala penna me rate janatawata.
Mahinda Rajapaksa showed carrots to the people and said that the prices were less. Ranil Wickremesinghe is also doing the same. The people of this country were deceived for 67 years. We will take the future of the youth and create many employment opportunities with massive development. Mahinda Rajapaksa's politics did not see development.
There's a
shift system in the country. When the green comes in, the blue moves away. When the blue comes in, the green goes away. Back then, Mahinda Rajapaksa swindled in one manner, while the rest are doing it in another way. How are they doing it? They are all white-collar rogues. If there are white-collar thieves in our party, SM Marika is prepared to fight against them from within the party. The government had stooped to a level where they even fooled the people. We have faith in the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. Where is the development that they did for the past 20 years? They developed themselves and not anything else. We need to create a just society. We need to create equal opportunities. In the past, you had to keep following politicians in order to enroll your child to school. You will not have to do that anymore. Do they speak of the policy for the nation? That is why the youth have stepped away from politics. If we move away and give the country to someone else, we will face problems. If you ask a child what would he like to be when he grows up, he will never say that he wants to be a politician. The post of public representatives has lost respect. The vote is important. Public representatives are your servants. However, now it is the other way around. You are the servant while they are the landlords. That is the era we have at present.
Well, on that note, we conclude tonight's edition of Primetime News. As always, it was a pleasure having you with us. I'm Mahina Bongzo.
And I'm Shen Silva. Take care and good night.